Janet Demita Jo Jackson, singer, dancer, actress, icon, legend. Janet Miss Jackson if you're nasty for over 4 decades dominated the charts and helped lead a revolution of what a true artist and entertainer is supposed to be. Being the baby of the legendary musical family the Jacksons, Janet always wanted to have control over her own life and prove herself as a standalone hot commodity, showing the world that she was great outside of her family, showing the world that she was great just being Janet. After proving time and time again that she's earned her legendary status, Janet Jackson, no matter what they say, is here to stay. But I ain't here to talk about none of that. Here on Life Lurker, I'm here to talk about all the scandals and to remind you that your girl Lurk is here, spying on all y'all so I can talk about it. And today we're talking about the many scandals of Miss Janet Jackson. Now, if it's your first time to my channel, I ask that you like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and hit your notification so that you can be notified each and every time I release a video. Okay, on with the show. Scandal 1. Elopement with James DeBarge. Janet Jackson met James DeBarge on the set of Soul Train back in 1982 for the DeBarge family's first Soul Train appearance. The two met each other, really hit it off, and 2 years later ended up secretly marrying each other in 1984, much to the surprise and disappointment of the Jackson family. This marriage was full of drama and turmoil, mainly due to James' massive drug issues. Unfortunately, Janet married an addict. He was so addicted that James skipped out on Janet on their wedding night to go score some drugs. What should have been a night of unbridled passion ended up being a night of Janet searching for her brand new husband in the slums of the Detroit streets. Admittingly being one who always wants to help others, Janet had many fights with her hubby over his drug usage. And she'd often find herself in the middle of a fight trying to get the drugs away from him, oftentimes leading to abusive situations that put her in danger. Eventually, these situations became too much for Miss Jackson, and she had the marriage annulled, but not before allegations of a secret love child followed through. For years and years, there were rumors that Janet and James had a baby girl that Janet didn't want to raise because she wanted to pursue her entertainment career. It was believed that Janet gave the baby to her big sister Rebe to raise as her own. Many also believed it was her niece Devonna that was actually Janet's secret love child. Can't really blame people for believing that because they look exactly alike. One of the main reasons people believe this rumor, though, according to Janet, is that she was taking birth control pills during the filming of her TV show Fame. And as many of us know, birth control can make you gain a lot of weight. But Debbie Allen, who also worked on Fame, said that Janet never missed work and was always around, and no one saw a pregnancy. So even though Janet denies ever having a secret love child, I still kind of believe she's hiding something. The reason I say this is because during her documentary, Janet says very tearfully, "I can never keep a child away from his father. It's not right." And she's kind of a little too hard for there to not be something that she's hiding. Now, do I think she had a secret love child? No, not really. But maybe she had a termination of a pregnancy, or maybe, unfortunately, a miscarriage, or maybe neither. It's all just speculation at this point. But tell me what you think. Do you think Janet had a secret love child, or a pregnancy, or nothing? Scandal 2. Secret relationship with Bobby Brown. In an interview with Donnie Simpson on Video Soul, Bobby Brown declared his love and crush on Janet Jackson. He described all the things he liked about her. And all that love and declaring must have worked in his favor because Bobby and Janet had a relationship, or more like a situationship. From Janet's end, that is. She didn't seem to be all in with Bobby the way he wanted. She treated their fling as just that, a fling. Many didn't even know about them as a couple. and it seemed she wanted to keep it that way. But one night at a hotel, Bobby let it be known that he wanted to take their relationship further. He wanted to be with her on a more serious tip. According to Bobby, Janet explained that her father, Joe Jackson, would never allow her to be with him because he was too dark and ghetto. And instead of getting angry with Joe for supposedly saying this, Bobby instead threw Janet out of the hotel room, butt booty naked. It's a shame he threw her out over something that she didn't even say. But Janet dodged the bullet with Bobby Brown because Bobby got with Whitney Houston, and we all saw how that turned out. But in Janet's own words, she always attracts men with drug problems. So it wouldn't have been any different than the other guys that she's been with. Scandal 3. Secret marriage and divorce with Renee Elizondo.
Janet and Renee was married for 9 years before the world would ever find out. And by then, they were divorcing. It seems the 9 years wasn't exactly wedded bliss either. According to Janet and other people, Renee was extremely possessive. He became picky about people around her. He also wanted Janet to look exactly like her videos and pictures at all times. It seemed he was more infatuated with her image than he was in love with her. In 2000, Janet filed for divorce from Renee, which shocked the public because the masses had no idea she was even married. The divorce was messy because Renee wanted around $30 million in credit for work he claimed to have helped Janet with throughout her career. The estranged couple settled in 2003 with Renee walking away with upwards of $10 million, according to the Forbes publication.
Scandal 4. The Superbowl and Usher's confessions.
In 2004, Janet was riding high. She was asked to do the Super Bowl, and Janet, being the extraordinary performer that she is, was killing her performance until Justin Timberlake joined her on stage. It was this moment that we all know as a viral moment. The whole sole reason YouTube even exists today is because of this moment right here. Justin Timberlake ripped Janet's pasty off, revealing her bare breasts for only 2 seconds, but those 2 seconds changed Janet's career forever in a way that she still hasn't really recovered from. NBC blackballed Janet. They pulled her music and videos from major networks and radio and banned her from attending the Grammys Awards. But Justin came through this completely unscathed. He went on to have an amazing career while he threw Janet under the bus. To this day, Janet hasn't been able to reach the heights she once soared. On her documentary, she said she forgives Justin and just wants to leave this moment in the past. During this hectic, chaotic time in Janet's life, another doozy was happening around her. 2004 is when Usher's huge album Confessions came out. And though many thought that Usher's album was about his supposed infidelity to Chili, it was actually about Jermaine Dupri, who Janet was in a relationship with, and the two broke up in 2009 after 8 years together. Scandal 6. Secret marriage to Wissam Elmana, baby at 50 and second divorce. As we know by now, Janet is a very private and secretive person. Usually whenever she's doing something of importance, we don't find out about it until years later. Well, her marriage to Wissam Elmana was no different. Janet and Wissam, a Qatari businessman, met in 2006, began dating in 2010, and became engaged and married in 2012. Janet revealed the two married in a private ceremony. Fans quickly noticed how different Janet started to look. Known for being very sexy, Janet started to dress extremely conservative. She was covered from head to toe, and what we didn't know is that, once again, Janet was in another chaotic marriage. Once again, she was being controlled by her husband's religious and cultural beliefs. She felt prisoner in her own home. At a time where most women have hit menopause and it was taboo for them to try and conceive children on their own, Miss Jackson, always in control of her own life, became pregnant and had her own baby at the age of 50 years old. In 2017, after giving birth to her son, Janet filed for divorce from Wissam to end their 5-year tumultuous marriage.